Good evening, I'm Dustin M. Anderson, and this is Sharp News TV with breaking developments from the ongoing Ukraine-Russia conflict. In a startling escalation of covert warfare, Ukraine's intelligence agencies are reportedly targeting key Russian figures in a series of increasingly daring and calculated operations. These shadowy attacks, which have caught the global spotlight, signal a major shift in Ukraine's approach to its ongoing war with Russia. As the conflict continues into its third year, Ukraine's intelligence operations have expanded dramatically. Ukrainian operatives, backed by well-planned strategies, have been striking at influential Russian figures, creating ripples across Moscow's political and military circles. Recent reports suggest Ukrainian spies are conducting sabotage missions and assassination attempts on Russian officials, security leaders, and pro-Kremlin elites. These operations are increasingly bold, pushing the boundaries of traditional espionage. Intelligence sources have revealed that individuals closely aligned with Moscow's war efforts are high-priority targets. From mid-level commanders to influential businessmen, Ukraine's efforts are zeroing in on destabilizing Russia's war machine. Ukraine's strategic decision to intensify covert operations marks a departure from conventional warfare. This shift reflects a calculated response to Russia's military dominance in certain areas. Ukrainian operatives have adopted new intelligence techniques, combining traditional espionage methods with modern-day technologies. Drones, surveillance, and encrypted communications have become critical tools for Ukraine's spies. These covert strikes are aimed at undermining Russia's leadership morale, disrupting operations, and exposing vulnerabilities within Moscow's ranks. Moscow has been quick to condemn these incidents, calling them terrorist acts orchestrated by Ukraine. Russian officials are now scrambling to fortify security and track down operatives responsible for the attacks. Heightened security protocols are being implemented across Russian cities, particularly for individuals deemed at risk. However, despite these measures, Ukraine's operatives appear determined to continue their actions. The Kremlin has released sharp warnings, vowing to retaliate against what they view as brazen provocations. Analysts believe this marks the start of a deeper shadow war. Ukraine's increasing reliance on covert tactics is also drawing international attention. While Western allies have remained cautious, NATO intelligence is closely monitoring these developments. Some nations have expressed concern over potential escalations, while others view Ukraine's actions as justified retaliation. Spying and covert tactics have long been a part of warfare. However, Ukraine's methods bring new questions about ethics and modern-day intelligence operations. Ukraine's growing intelligence network is proving to be a formidable force. Once reliant on conventional surveillance, Ukraine's operatives have adopted hybrid techniques that blend technology and ground-level intelligence. Special forces, working in tandem with spy networks, are reportedly executing high-risk missions deep within Russian-held territories. As covert warfare intensifies, risks on both sides are growing. Ukrainian spies and Russian counterintelligence are now locked in a perilous game of espionage. Both sides are taking increasing risks, heightening the stakes. These shadow operations carry serious implications. A miscalculation could escalate tensions further, drawing broader regional or international response. Many Ukrainians see these operations as a symbol of resilience, a way to fight back against a much larger adversary. In Russia, the attacks have sparked both fear and frustration. Moscow's inability to prevent these strikes is eroding confidence among the Russian elite. Experts believe Ukraine's spy networks will continue pushing the boundaries, while Russia ramps up countermeasures. We can expect more unconventional operations as Ukraine seeks to keep Russia off balance. These bold operations demonstrate that the war is no longer confined to the battlefield. It has now entered a new, covert dimension. As Ukraine intensifies its efforts to target Russian figures through covert operations, the war is taking on an increasingly shadowy nature. The ripple effects of these attacks will likely shape the next phase of this conflict. For now, the world watches as Ukraine's spies and Russia's security forces engage in a dangerous, high-stakes intelligence war. The Kremlin has reacted sharply, condemning these incidents as acts of terrorism and warning of severe consequences. In response, Russian officials have vowed retaliation, further heightening tensions between the two nations. The international community remains cautious, observers worrying that these escalations could spark wider regional instability and provoke unpredictable consequences as the war drags on. For Ukraine, these intelligence-led operations showcase a new level of strategic ambition. The question remains, will these bold maneuvers tip the scales of the conflict, or will they further intensify the already volatile situation? We'll continue to monitor this developing story here on Sharp News TV. For now, I'm Dustin M. Anderson. Stay safe, and thank you for joining us tonight.